Episode 38. If not desire, then what? Huh? When did I say that? Jade was confused. Why was he always confusing her? You said it this morning, have you forgotten? Dario reached out and tapped on her forehead gently. His eyes were soft with concern as he reminded her. When I rescued you in the morning, you said you would do anything to repay me. Now, I want you to treat me to dinner. That's my repayment. Can't you do that? So, that's it? Jade had been certain he would make some strange demand. Then she dropped her chin awkwardly and said, But I don't have much money on me, so I can't treat you to anything nice. I don't mind. Just pick the place you love the most. But... Jade stared at him in disbelief. He couldn't actually want to eat with her in those tacky restaurants near the university, could he? What do you like to eat? Let's have pizza. Normally that was all she could afford. And when she was really, really broke, all she could afford was instant noodles from the microwave in her dorm room. Then let's go. Dario didn't give her a chance to think any further and pulled her along with him. Just before leaving, he whispered something to Lucas, who nodded repeatedly with a serious face. Jade brought him to the pizza place with some embarrassment. Here it is. Her feet felt like they were stuck to the ground. She couldn't seem to make them move. Dario practically had to drag her into the restaurant. Go on. Cade Sape will be back at the university once we're done eating. Puh. What are you laughing at? Mr. Foster, I appreciate you trying to cheer me up. Jade burst into laughter. She knew that Zape wasn't coming back, but still, it was sweet that Dario teased her and made sure she got some dinner. Do you really want to eat? Before Jade could finish, Dario had already entered the restaurant and sat down at a table. She had no choice but to follow. After all, she had promised to repay him. She couldn't go back on her word. David Swan, who was sitting in the car, was again shocked beyond belief. Wow, Lucas, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? Did he just enter that shop? An extremely ordinary pizza place, Lucas answered casually. Are you saying that he has a crush on her? No way. David Swan was dumbfounded. He had always imagined the woman by Dario's side would either be a famous movie star or a girl from a wealthy family. He had never thought that it would be a silly girl who didn't even understand how much a Maserati cost. Lucas had stolen David Swan's line. He was certain about that. He'd been working for Dario for 8 years now. He was the one who knew him best. He had never seen Dario treat any woman this kindly. If this wasn't love, what else could it be? The moment Dario walked into the restaurant, every woman inside was stupefied. Even the waitresses were gawking at him. It was pretty unexpected to see such a good-looking man in such a run-down pizza place. The female customers instantly changed tables, wanting to sit closer to this handsome stud. A fight almost broke out for the table nearest to him. In less than 5 minutes, the restaurant was filled with customers. It was packed. Oh my God, I had no idea there was such a beautiful hunk at Stonington University. Are you an idiot? He's definitely not from Stonington. Ah, so handsome. He looks like a Marvel superhero. I'm gonna faint, I swear. Is that woman next to him his girlfriend? Damn, she must have some special hidden talents. I'd love to sit next to him and share a slice. While the girls all around were whispering about them, Jade sank into her chair, wishing she could disappear. Jade had thought that with his personality, Dario would leave the restaurant as soon as he saw the chaos and all the gawkers. But oddly enough, Dario completely ignored his surroundings. It was as if the people around him didn't exist. In his eyes, there was only Jade. Everything else was just backdrop. Even in such an environment, he gave off a noble aura. His presence attracted even more customers to the shop. The waitress was petrified. Her boss had to remind her to bring them a menu. Hello, this is the menu? 2 slices of pepperoni pizza? Without even consulting the menu, Dario ordered. His deep, seductive voice rang out, causing another uproar. Oh my God, handsome and a voice to die for. My heart is melting. It sounds like the voice of an angel. Could there be a more perfect man in the world? The waitress stood holding her pen, transfixed by his seductive voice. It'll be just a few minutes. It was not Jade's first time eating here, but she had never felt so uncomfortable. How about next time I treat you when I have more money? I'll bring you somewhere nicer. This place doesn't exactly seem to suit you. Jade blushed with embarrassment. She thought, with a car worth $100,000, he should be dining somewhere more elegant. Wasn't he lowering himself to eat in such a place? Then again, if she took him to an expensive restaurant, how would she pay? She'd never even been to a place like that. She wondered if she would just embarrass him if they went together. Jade was caught up in her anxious thoughts. Dario patted her hand when he saw her face. He smiled gently and said, "It's okay." "Here you go, 2 slices." The waitress reappeared with 2 slices of pepperoni pizza on greasy paper plates. Dario passed a plate to her and handed her a napkin. The whole situation made her feel even more foolish. "Hey, waitress, I'd like a slice of pepperoni too." "Me too." Somehow, pepperoni pizza had just become the hottest selling item in the restaurant. It seemed everyone wanted to eat whatever the hot guy was eating. "We're out of pepperoni," the cook shouted. "Then just cheese, I'll pay the same." The women kept their eyes glued on Dario, afraid to miss a moment. When Jade looked up from her plate, she saw Dario was holding the slice up to her mouth. She leaned back in astonishment, then looked at Dario's hand, feeling even more embarrassed. I can definitely eat by myself." Regardless, Dario showed no intention of putting down the slice. He looked at her with a commanding gaze and insisted that she take a bite.